Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Yessik Ziiq here again today with Banasma for the first ever episode, he'll say hi later, of Crowdfunded, the show where I explore a crowdfunding video game option and basically go over whether or not you might be interested and the pros and cons of crowdfunding said prototype. Either way, today I am playing Indivisible, which is a game by the makers of Skullgirls. So, you know, a kind of a game with a pedigree behind it, to say the very least. And let me take my mouse off the screen. And a game that so far I'm finding quite intriguing. So I'm going to leave it to Banasma to actually tell you a bit about this game. And then I might turn it way the hell down because
your volume is just amazingly loud.
That would be the reason, yes.
Yes.
So
great. This is off to a wonderful start. Well, basically it's pretty... If you watch the video, you'll find out what this game is, but I might as well just skip past that and let you know it's all just a Metroidvania with a JRPG stapled onto it, essentially.
So it is actually a fairly quick-paced game. As you can see, I currently have one character, and with her I have 3 moves. I have a regular attack that I use by pressing button 4, or as it is on the Xbox controller, B, and then I have the upwards version of her move and the downwards version of her move, and later on a special version of her attack. And you just essentially use those by using them when the bar fills up. If you have 2 things of bars, you can attack twice in a row, and if somebody is about to attack you, you can hold your character's button in order to defend. Other than that, it's kind of like an exploring Metroidvania, so kind of unique as far as those go.
Well, unique in a way. This game draws inspiration from a JRPG called Valkyrie Profile, which uses both platforming and not quite this battle system, but a very similar one because, you know, they draw inspiration from it, but yes, this is most definitely, there's no original concepts, but the mashup is a little more original, we could say.
So as you can see, I now have 2 people in my team, and you kind of have to juggle them individually in order to actually get them to attack in any reasonable way. So far, I actually find it a bit overly difficult to actually track all 4 characters once you get them, but I'm assuming that is something you'd get used to over time.
Yeah, well, they said that they didn't want to make this game, or when I say they, I mean the developers, but they didn't want to make this game overly simplistic, I guess. They wanted at least some skill involved in actually fighting.
But generally when I think JRPG, I don't think action-based or time-based skill, I think strategy.
Yeah.
So, I'm not saying it's a negative, but just to me, this seems, as far as JRPG systems goes, a tiny bit off-putting.
Well...
Like, it's not even rhythm-based, it's just like actual attack-based.
Or like, wrapping your mind around, like...
Speed-based?
Maybe. Well, I mean, it is stapled onto a Metroidvania, so, like, you know, that's a genre where your skill is pretty heavily emphasized, so having, like, a battle system with a similar difficulty, I guess, is better than just having, like, 2 games that you alternate between. You are just not doing a good job at getting these preemptive attacks today, are you?
No, not very well, and I don't have a healer yet. So I'm taking a lot of damage.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. It's not you're not getting hit with your main character, so you won't get a game over just yet.
Also, this game does have the rather archaic system. By the way, I realize I'm bringing up a lot of negatives at first. I am enjoying this game. I just don't want to misrepresent what you're getting if you get a hold of this game or if you want to crowdfund it.
Oh yeah, if you want to get a hold of this game, you can just look up Indivisible on Indiegogo, and they actually have the prototype for download.
Yeah. So this is not just available to me as some prototypes are, you know, only available to the YouTube community. This is a prototype that is available to the general population, which I do actually always appreciate. So as you can see there, I was just using the defending ability I was talking about earlier, where if you hold your character's button, they will actually defend against... Oops.
Oh yeah, it's, oh no, that wasn't the... oh no, yeah, that was the... Oh what? There's a heal with your main character? I didn't even know that.
Apparently there is. Or maybe her special depends on how much health you have.
Yeah, it might be. Like, there are some little nuances of this game I'm not 100% certain on. And I mean, some of the nuances might change as well to the final build. Like this demo is not going to represent like the exact progression curve of your game. Most likely you will not just have someone randomly appear and join with no context whatsoever.
Yeah, seems at least very slightly unlikely. So I've been using mostly the upwards version of the character's attacks.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is that at least so far in the game, there's no reason to use anything else. The other attacks are more powerful, but since the up attacks in the demo at least attack all the enemies, they just deal much more total damage. Now I'm assuming that is going to be something that's solved, or maybe you're going to be able to swap out your skills yourself. And there is also a way to actually defend with all of your characters at the same time, but they haven't quite unlocked that in this demo yet. And now that they've added the special bar, you can actually see that defending reduces the special bar.
Yeah, it's in the top right corner in case you're getting confused, I guess, but whatever.
Now, wasn't I supposed to... there
yeah, there's the axe.
So I've just received the second weapon in the game, which I can equip now. As you can see, I have an axe, and that gives me some Metroidvania platforming options, which is always a lot of fun. Oh, I can't make it up there. Maybe. Yeah, there we go. And it also allows me to cut down brambles. So as you can tell, very, very Metroidvania-like. Clearly you get a new item, and then that item makes it capable for you to progress, but you have to solve the amount of puzzles you find before you get that item.
Yeah, well, I mean, the puzzles are overly simplistic in the demo because it's a demo, but hopefully, you know, they'll come up with something a little bit better than just cut down branches.
And you will notice, like I noticed, I never actually played Skullgirls because I'm not much of a fighting person, but I did see the art style, and it is very, very similar.
Oh yeah, and it's all hand-drawn and then put into the game. That's just what Lab Zero does. Their shtick.
You might also notice that it is quite possible by badly timing attacks that you can completely miss with certain characters.
Yeah.
And also that it is quite possible that possibly that chaining together different moves might be the better option other than just using all of your characters' primary kill everything attacks.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not something I've ever done, but I've seen footage of people that speedrun this demo. If you start a fight at the ledge and you use a move that knocks the enemy back, you can actually just knock them off the ledge, and then that's like an insta-kill.
You might also notice that since I'm not very good at this, I am pretty much focusing down one target.
I mean, that's probably like the best strategy to do it.
But I'm also focusing down the initial target that the game provides me.
Yeah,
Which
and you can switch targets with up and down. So.
Left and right, actually.
Or left and right. Yeah.
Up and down selects the attacks.
Oh yeah, that's right. I always get them confused.
I'm also noticing, and this is a bit weird to me, that last time by this point in the game I had unlocked all 4 characters, so I'm assuming they're just locked behind a time gate in this demo.
That's most likely how it goes. Like, for once you complete X amount of random encounters, you unlock stuff. That's probably how the progression works. Because I remember when we were just testing the game, or getting used to it, you wander around the map because you didn't know where to go, so you fought a whole bunch of
Random encounters, yeah.
that you didn't really have to.
Essentially, I couldn't find the axe at first,
Yeah, yeah.
which was entirely my bad, but since it was fairly easy to find, I just somehow could not.
Yeah, there we go. There's our healer. Oh, this asshole.
The thing that sucks is I have my healer, but I needed the health quite a long time ago.
Well, as soon as you get to like, or you fill one pip of your gauge, you can, or yeah, you heal up as soon as you get the chance to, I suppose. Or just attack. That works too, I suppose.
I thought I had healed there, except I pressed L1 instead of R1.
Oh, okay.
And that's what I mean about having difficulty with this style of
Yeah,
gameplay.
there's a lot of buttons. There. Okay. For a second, we were in like
Dire Straits.
yes.
And I don't mean the band, although Dire Straits is fairly awesome if you're into that
Clearly,
type of
he's
music.
talking about the two JoJo characters.
Of course.
Clearly.
What else would I be talking about? It doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
The one JoJo character that shows up has a super move that never works.
So you might notice after every battle you do actually gain a tiny bit of health.
It's actually, what was it? You gain back health proportional to the amount of like that meter you have left over.
Okay, that's actually kind of cool, and I did
Yeah.
not know that.
But-
So if you preserve your meter, then you get rewarded for it, essentially.
Yes, that is essentially what's going on. I mean, they'll probably have to tweak it because I'm pretty sure the health you get from using our healer's super move is just way better than the healing you get from just completing a fight with meter.
Well, to be fair, that seems like it should be legit.
Yeah, that's... I mean,
Like, if you want to heal by using a healer,
yeah.
it kind of seems like
I
that
mean,
should
maybe
be.
like it'll be an early game mechanic for when you don't have a healer, and then once you have a healer, you can kind of ignore it. I mean, there are multiple ways you can go about designing this, and I'm not entirely sure how they're gonna do it, but I trust Lab Zero's judgment.
Now, I'm having a bit of a problem here where I keep accidentally hitting the L button, which blocks with the entire party, but I really want to heal.
Yay.
She can now attack twice in a row, which doesn't help me much because I just want her to heal. I was trying to do that before I finish the fight.
Well, I mean, if you can attack more than once, you fill up the bar faster, right? So...
By the way, one thing I actually do really enjoy about this game so far is the fact that you seem to be able to use that attack on any surface. So, that to me is fantastic. Uh-oh, am I dead? No, I'm almost dead.
Dire Straits.
No, I hit block instead of heal. Again. I'm gonna die.
So...
I didn't
I
die.
think we can survive.
Except
Oh,
I
shit!
attacked with her. See, I don't actually associate the buttons in the game with...
Oh, you died.
Yeah, there we go.
You died.
I don't actually associate the buttons in the game with the characters, so I have a very hard time
Yeah.
hitting the buttons. I'm assuming I get over that over time, but I do quite enjoy the art style. I quite enjoy the concept of the game, and to me, it really does seem like a game that if you're into Metroidvania and if you're into JRPGs, probably worth crowdfunding. It is currently at about... It wants 1.5 million, and
Yeah,
it's at about...
It wants 1.5 million. It's about 400k. It's I'll be honest and say like the rate is not looking good, but I mean,
But there are often large upswings on the end of these types of campaigns.
yeah. Well, I mean, you know.
So it is quite possible that it will make it. It is $30, especially with your guys' help. It is $30 to buy in at the level where you would actually get a copy of the game.
Yeah.
And to me, as long as the game is long enough, which you can never really...
Well, they said they'll try and make it at least like a 30-hour game.
Yeah.
You know, a 30-hour like, you know, what's it called? Substantial game, not like a 10-hour game with like 20 hours of fetch quests attached to it. So, and I mean, like they put a significant amount of stuff in the demo for the most part. I mean, it gets a little bit repetitive, but you know,
It's a demo.
yeah, it's a demo, so. But I mean, there's a boss fight at the end of this. I don't know if we'll make it to that.
Well, I'm actually trying to wrap up right now.
Yes. Okay. There we go. See.
So no, we won't. So if you want to pick up the demo, you can pick it up at the Indiegogo campaign. I will leave the link in the description for future episodes of this. I may actually try to get developers on in order to pimp their own game in their own words, although I will be just as brutal as I normally am. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please like, comment, subscribe. Tell me if you actually funded it. I would very much appreciate it. And if you have any suggestions for future episodes of Crowdfund It, please leave a comment in the description telling me what type of games you would like to see or if there are any interesting games that are available. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.
Don't suggest shit.
And please don't suggest shit.